The stock market is rigged by Wall Street, but now you can copy trade them using rigged AI. Rigged is an options trading system. We take the complexity out of option flow and turn it into real-time, actionable signals. Let's look at the action from today. First of the month, October 1st, 2024. The first thing to notice, we're in the strategy playground, and something you can only get to if you are a paid member, is we're looking at edge alerts. These are going to be our best option alerts. They have a high win rate and they have probability. So anytime you see this blue glowing, this is good. This is good. This is what you want to see. You know that a 58.33% win rate typically means it returns over 100%, 58.33% of the time. Obviously, it didn't do that here, and we'll get into it. But here is the epic thing. Let me move my big head over. We come down to our profit stimulator, and let's just run this super basic first. 2 contracts, 20% stop loss, 100% take profit. You are not doing anything else. If you're using Webull, you can do that when you first place your order. Simple, easy, bing, bang, boom. Let's click run. Wow. So you're investing $1,348.40 across these 5 trades, and you're returning 47.17% in the session. And we're not even going to talk about how this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. We're not going to talk about that yet, because it is bad. When you see red, it's not good. That's not good. But 47.17%, that is wonderful. You know, you're taking 3 wins, 3 losses, but because you're only risking 20% with our stop loss, you only need to win 16.67% to break even, and this is 50%. That is awesome. Now we can probably boost this a little bit. So here are the basic settings that we have when you switch over to advanced mode. And the interesting thing here is, 1, take profit. We're going to sell 1 contract, so 50% of the position at 100%. But this is like the really cool thing. Move your stop loss to break even. So we like to do this whenever we get to 20% profit. We move our stop from minus 20% to 0. We are risking absolutely nothing on the trade. It either returns 100% or we get nothing. It is a free ticket. So if you move your stop loss to break even, that brings up 67.17% versus 47.17. That's a nice upgrade, and you're probably getting more from here. So take profit on runners, move stop loss on runners. So stop loss on runners is going to be after that 100% return, because you're selling 1. You're setting your stop loss or take profit 20% down from there. We're setting our exit target at 200%. And by doing that, that's how we get this number, 67.17%. And you see the max gain here was actually significantly higher. So you could have moved that to 300. And you're making 89.45% on the session. Now, this is difficult to do. This is hard. It is hard to hold a trade beyond 100%, beyond 200 to 300 plus. Okay? So we're not going to pretend that's easy and be like one of those other option application systems out there that are like, oh, this is the max gain you could have had, blah, blah, blah. What's not hard, what's not difficult, what's easy, something every single person can do, is buy 2 contracts with a 20% stop loss and a 100% take profit, and you're making 47.17%. That is trading all of our best alerts, even these, which we'll get to, which were incredibly stupid. Incredibly stupid. Cool thing, and let's see what these numbers look like. Let's just bring up every single alert. So I got to turn Komodo off. You'll notice we have 64 bulls, 35 KTR, 54 bears, 29 KTR bears. A lot more results, 182 alerts. Same thing. 2 contracts, minus 20%, 100% take profit. Clicking run, clicking run, clicking run. I mean, it's pretty cool, right? Even if you just said, hey, I'm going to trade every single alert that comes up, every single one, you're returning 11.40% in one session. That is crazy, but that is the power of using rigged AI. This isn't something you want to do, but it's just, hey, risking 2 for 10. You only have to win 16.67% of the time to break even, and that's obviously a lot higher. Let's see what happens if we switch this win rate to 50%. So we're only looking at alerts where historically returns 50% or returns 100%, 50% of the time in the session. Some of these do not have an edge. They don't have probability, but we're going to look at it anyway. It drops our number down to 72 alerts. And boom, look at that. You're returning 20.54%. Wow. And that is not doing anything, right? 20% stop loss, 100% take profit. If we move this to advanced mode, wow, it actually comes down a little bit. Interesting. What does that tell us? Oh, take profit 300% was a little bit too high on the runners. If we traded every single alert, it was optimal, I suppose, to just sell 100% of the position there. Ooh, here's where it comes down. It's actually moving the stop loss. So we turn that off. You get that 20.54, very close to what? Basic. That is why risking 2 for 10 is the way to go. Let's look at the charts. Let's review the price action. And we'll start with those terrible alerts that you should not have traded, even though they have edge. Right before we swap over, wanted to remind you guys, these are the alerts that we're going to look at. They have edge. You can see it here at the top right. We don't care what the win rate is. We know that these win at a high rate and have probability. So we're looking at these 6 alerts, which if we move our stop loss to break even and have our take profit 200%, you're returning 67.17% in this session. So let's go over to the charts here. All right, so we're looking at SPY, and what you're seeing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First one, absolute instant winner. The price of SPY is never higher than when this alert fires at 932. You're getting 100% right about here. You're getting even more right here. That is epic. That is amazing. That is what we want. The next thing that happens, and when you're looking at the charts, this is, probably say uber important. We'll make this bad boy a little bit bigger. High volume. We basically have this zone right at 3 to 4 to 5. So 3 to 5 strikes up or down in either direction is where things get a little bit hairy. So you'll notice we bounce right below it, or we move below it, we bounce, and then you kind of get all the way down here to 566, which is 7 strikes down. That is deep in the red. That is not a place where we even want to consider being short again. Buying puts. Don't care what's happening. Don't care what alerts are coming up. We know that this is extremely risky. So when you're looking at this alert that comes in, even though it has edge, we always need to consider the position on the chart. So you'll notice here, you get above 569, KTR fires, and this is a perfect trade. You get 170% in an hour. Let's see, there's no drawdown. The alert before it, the parent alert at 11:38, minus 36% in 33 minutes. You stomp out. That's okay. That is fine. And there is no reason why we shouldn't look to get back into the trade using KTR because it's in this yellow range. We've already been to the red. It can obviously go back down. It does, but as soon as you get right here, just look at the chart, people. You are in the red. It just moved down, right? We just moved from 568 all the way down to 566. That is late, and we do not want to trade late alerts. This one, something else just to know. So this is a 1002 score bear bomb. Don't really talk about score very often because frankly, it's not very important. Maybe the only important thing is a very high score means this is probably $1 million in bearish flow, puts being bought, calls being sold. $1 million, and there's actually a slight negative correlation to performance when you get over like 500 or 600K. This is a really good example of someone trying to short the bottom and keep the move coming or going. They were late and you don't want to take it, right? We show you that right here, okay? Minus 6.93. It is red. It is nasty looking. If you take those out and you go to your stimulator, which we can bring up right here, the profit goes way up. 81.50%. That is what we want. People, let's jump over to the QQQ. Here, edge alerts, there's one the entire session. There's one. It's an instant winner. 50.48% with edge. You get it. You get into the red. And this, they were moving it today. They were selling tech like no other. Deep into the red. We're going to have something pop up shortly. That this is, minus 10. In the history of rigged, intraday, it's probably the 5th or 6th session ever to go to minus 10. And we're going to have something that says like, this is no man's land. This is unheard of. There's no way to really use anything as a guide or a baseline. But what you can do is see this alert, take the trade, never once in drawdown. Absolutely perfect. Now remember, we have Komodo turned on. We're only looking at edge alerts. We're only looking at the best. Obviously, there's going to be way more. It wasn't so much here on QQQ. Nothing particularly good. These super late, right? You're looking at all of this. Hey, you just moved from 478 to 483. Is it going to keep going? Well, it could, but this is scary. This is scary. You wanted it down here. Don't want to be late. Don't want to chase. Move over to SPY. I think SPY has, oh yeah. This is beautiful. So here you retest the low, which was, let me make this bigger. We retest the low right below this 567 strike. And what you'll notice is you get 1, 2, 3 bear bombs. But this is the cool thing about rigged is we have this thing called KTR, and that's going to be our Komodo target range, like our entry target, okay? Basically, all that tells you, before this alert, before it returns 100%, it typically draws down into that area. And you're filling all of those right here. Amazing. You're doing it here again. These things go for 241% before going to zero. When we move a little bit higher, ADV is probably going away, but that's a 47.37% win rate, and you're getting 109% before going to zero. Because why? Let's switch this chart up a little bit. You go out of the yellow, deep into the red. You come out right above 3 strikes, which is 570. They can't push it, and it comes back down. That was the session. But ultimately, if you're using rigged, the best way to do it is stick with our edge alerts, tag this Komodo, and really, if you did that, 164% buying and holding till the end, 100% easy, super ridiculous trade, lose 20%, fill again, you're making 100% plus. And then when you get down here, it's like, dang, this is late. This is late. This is in the red. This is just, we don't want it. And if you can do that, you can crush it using rigged. Shout out to all the guys and girls making money today. Absolutely love to see it. Always lose small, sometimes win big. We'll see you all tomorrow.